morning, and welcome to the new perspective at the model table in Winnipeg. Okay, yeah, this is about the best I can do so that you can see out the window and watch the kids walking to school. That was good timing. And the only thing is you can't see the ships in the background. I tried to get it so that everything was in view. The camera monitor, looking out the window, the surveillance monitor so we can watch the sunrise that didn't happen this morning. Yeah, but I can't see the ships. And the only way I can have it so that you can see the ships as well as looking out the window is, just let me get myself organized here a little bit. Okay, now you can see the ships, but this is actually too close for me. I do get comments every once in a while. Somebody would say, "We'd like to see the ships." Maybe they hear me talking about it, but they don't think I actually built them. Okay, enough tomfoolery here. Let's carefully get this back. And continue on. Where are we here? Step 18? We're not that far yet. I think we're on 17 basically. Yeah, we're on 17. We've got all the pieces on 15 and 16. We're on 17 now, and we're going to be able to assemble some of this stuff so that we can glue some of these smaller panels on the superstructure. So let's recompose here, and I can't promise I'm going to keep it like this every morning. I know I do get comments also from people saying they like to look out the window when, in the opening scene. Yeah, well, that's the way it is, yeah. It'll be okay. We'll think of something here that's. Should I reshoot this? I sort of lost my train of thought here. Well, let's carry on. It is what it is. Okay, there's another change that I've been thinking of making here. And that is that when I've been using this homemade stand for ever since the Bismarck days. And it's nice, it works, but the problem with it is that when I adjust it, and I know I could get a different pan head that would solve my problem here, but there is the possibility that when I'm adjusting it up and down to get the elevation right, I'm also tilting it off to the side a little bit, and I don't notice until after I've done my take. And then I think, this scene's a little bit crooked. Now, some people wouldn't notice, but I notice, and it bothers me. So, just let me lock this in place here. Now, what I've had for probably a year and a half now, I bought this gimbal, and the idea is that when you mount the camera on it, you can tilt it this way. You can twist it pan it, in other words, or you can go up and down. And what will happen is the camera will stay horizontal. It doesn't twist like this. Now, I haven't been using this. What I had originally planned to do with this thing was I was going to take it out last spring, and I was going to try and do some bird photography out at a bird sanctuary just north of Winnipeg here. Well, as the spring came along, I just never did it. I just, on the nice mornings that I could have gone out, I just didn't feel like it. And it's probably going to happen again this spring. So I took it off my tripod. It was sitting over there in the corner there for over a year. And I thought, why don't I take this thing and try and see if I can't make a base for it, so that I can use this, and it, you know, you can lock it in place, and it'll stay however you lock it. I think you get the idea. I'm just thinking about it. Uh, so we'll see. That might be another change here at the model table. But then I'd have to, you know, go down to my workshop, and I've got all kinds of scrap lumber. I could make some of these. Maybe I could make a really short one. I could make a tall one, and possibly somehow use this clamp. Well, it's not a clamp. It's sort of a slider thing, and maybe I could have it so it would slide into different. I don't know. Or maybe not. Okay. One of the viewers made the comment, and I'm going to sort of ad-lib a little bit, but the idea is if you're not going to do the panel line color, you know, around the places like the fire hoses and so on, then the least you could do, well, he didn't say it like that, but, you know, you could darken the portholes. And I was thinking afterwards, yeah, that's sort of a no-brainer. So maybe after I get these parts together, and before we can continue on, it does have to be snapped together and glued down. It probably wouldn't hurt to darken the portholes. And then when I was looking at it here just a couple of minutes ago, I was noticing we've got these grates right there. I think that I could probably keep the panel line color on the inside of these and sort of accent the grill work of the grates. And there's another one down here. Now I can't remember which one of the previous 3 ships that I did that on, and it didn't turn out too bad. In other words, if I'm careful and don't put it on too hard, too thick, it's not going to run over the frame that goes around this. I'll do one, and if it works out, then I'll do the rest. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just paint over it again. Because I have found that this panel line accent color, you can paint over it. I remember when I first started using it, I thought it would be like sort of like grease, but it's not. It's actually it's enamel paint, very, very thin enamel paint, apparently. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. I think to continue on in 17, the first thing we're going to have to do is decide, oh yeah, I was going to touch this up, wasn't I? How am I going to fasten this down? You know, and once it's down, it's down. I won't be able to take it off. But in order to put some of these pieces on, like for instance the little piece that goes right here, this obviously has to be together first. It's a nice fit. Nice fit. I'm not going to take any sanding or scraping or anything like that. And then one of these pieces, well, the F-18 will go right here. I didn't mark these, but it should be pretty obvious which is the F-18. Well, it's this one right here. So let's try and peel that off now without hurting the paint job. Sorry to get my fingers in your way here. Okay. That came off nicely. Can I get it off the paper? I've reused this blue tack over and over and over again. It doesn't feel any different now than it did when I first got it. So I guess eventually it will get contaminated with paint and stuff like that, but it seems to retain its stickiness. Okay, now we were going to, was this the one? No, that's not the one. It would be this one. I got off the wrong one. Whoop, easy does it. There. Yeah, that's going to be all right. Anyway, let's maybe I should take out a minute here and just remove all these pieces here and put my blue tack back in the blue tack container. Okay, I'm just doing a bit of a dry run here. I was noticing that before, when I was fitting these two pieces together, that there seems to be a bit of a bow, and yeah, maybe it was right here. Either that or maybe I didn't have it together right the first time. But I was thinking if I put pressure right there in the middle, it might sort of seal it all the way along. Yeah, there does seem to be a bit of a crack here in the middle, so if I can find something that's heavy and will just sort of sit on the top of these, I don't know what you'd call it, and it shouldn't damage the deck. Yeah, I think if I use that carefully afterwards. And the plan here is to use the Tamiya thick, and I might have to recompose here so I can do this off camera, and I want to be careful I don't damage anything getting this off, because the fit is rather tight. Okay, so I'm just going to go all the way along the edge. What's something I can point here with? Okay, I don't want to get the glue to go down like where that gray is. Okay, I want it to stay on just on the edge. So I'm going to have to put it on fairly lightly and relatively quickly. And being as the way this part fits together, I don't think it would matter a whole lot if it didn't adhere way back here, or even way up here. Although I could do the front here quite easily with the extra thin quick setting, actually, because at the front it's going to be completely covered over with stuff, and if it was sprue goo oozing out, it wouldn't really matter. Okay, let's see what we can quickly do here. I wonder if I should. I'm going to have to recompose myself so that I can do this conveniently without getting it down onto the deck. Oh, that's more than I wanted. More than I wanted. Okay, Gabe to the rescue here. Okay, I may have to repaint there. Where's another one? Okay, I think I more or less, I guess I didn't get enough off of my applicator, did I? Try and do a better job here this time. Put a little in here. I just wanted it just on the top. Seems to me I've had this problem before. I should know better by now, right? Now this stuff doesn't cure like the extra thin right away. Okay, now let's do the other side now. I don't think I put any down here. There's probably a better way to do this. Ooh, what's running down? Gotta watch for that. Now all this has to do is just, you know, be enough so that it won't pop off on me if I lift on it. Okay. Tighten that down later. Now, as I mentioned, I don't have all day. break the part either, but I just want to make sure that it's down as far as it can go. Okay. Now with our weight here, very gently. Okay, we'll just let that sit for about just a few minutes, I guess. That should be good. I'm guessing about half an hour has passed here now. And I'm hoping that when I lift the weight off, I don't see this slowly starting to separate. I think it's going to be okay. All right, now, which one of these was it? I think it was this one here. Okay, I repositioned here. Now this piece here that we just put on, and this piece here, I don't think it matters which way it goes up, and this piece here, they all have to sort of fit together nicely here at the front. So I don't know if I can maybe turn this up on end so that gravity can be our friend here on this or not. See, I want that to I want it to meet really well right here where I'm touching with my fingers right now. Right there on the corners, if you know what I mean. And now there is the other part here. Where is it? I've lost it. Okay, I got it. It was in the spray booth still. Okay, this piece here. Okay, so this has to go on the front here, and these pegs have to fit in those little holes in the front. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I'm going to try and turn this up on end and see if that'll work, and then we can let gravity be our friend. Like these pieces will stay in. Let's give it a try. We can always change it back if it doesn't work. Okay, as you can see, we have our part up on end, and it's a little bit shaky, so I might have to brace that, because we are going to have to somehow get the camera up to the top looking down. Now, I was thinking afterwards, this piece here, it's going to be almost completely covered, except for the on the edges. But I was wondering, like you can see these two little holes here that have to line up with these pins. I haven't tried this yet. I just want to make sure that it doesn't seem to matter which way it goes on. It can go as good one way as the other. And there, okay, so it fits like that. You can see it fits nicely. And if I turn it around like this, is it going to also fit the same way? I think it probably will, yes. Yeah, it fits the same way. So it doesn't matter, in other words, how we glue this onto the top up there, as long as I remember to glue it with the plastic side in and the painted side out. Okay, let's reposition here. Okay, we're just going to do a bit of a dry run here. I was originally sitting down in front of this, but then I realized that you were kind of looking up my nose, and you didn't want to have to do that. No. Hopefully, okay, now this is the painted side, so it goes out. I think that this is probably going to work. In order to be able to take my time with it, I'll probably just do it off camera, but at least you get the idea. And try and get it so that it fits together right here on the corners. At least that's the plan. Okay, there's been a change in plans here. When I went to try and actually glue these pieces onto the front, when it was up in the air like that, I was finding everything just a little bit too precarious. So I'm back to trying to do it this way. And yeah, I think that if I use the Tamiya thick, I'll have lots of time to slowly slide these around. I'll try not to put it on so thick that it's going to ooze out the joints. And I know that there's somebody going to say, well, you can always use model putty in the joints there and then sand. That's just not me, I'm sorry. I think it's going to look okay. I hope, anyway. And any cracks, well, we'll just say, well, those are the welding seams. I think a lot of this ship was actually welded together, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, here we go. Now, it doesn't matter if it gets on a little bit thick here, as long as it's not going to ooze out. That should be enough. Just put it up there and push it in place. Now I don't want to fill in those holes either. Whoop. Oh no. Oh, Ron. You did it again. You did it again. Well, hopefully this part is going to cover that up. And if not, well, I guess we'll have to paint. This darn applicator. Yeah, it's the applicator, right? We know who the applicator is. Okay. Now let's try not to push my finger on it. I'm not going to try and wipe that off because if I do, ooh, if I try to wipe it off, I'm going to smear the paint, and the plastic has probably started to solidify a little bit here. Okay. I'll just give that a couple of minutes and then I'll just hold it on the edges. Maybe what I can do is later I can use the quick setting and come up from the bottom, and you probably can't see it, but it's a little bit loose right here and also right here. But we'll try and get the front. Try and get the front right. I think we did pretty good, except for this boo-boo, which I think is going to maybe get covered up. Sort of. We'll paint there anyway, just in case. Yeah, we'll have to paint there because any light shining in there, I believe that this part here stays open. I don't know what it's supposed to represent, but okay, yeah, we'll worry about these, we might call them wings later. I don't want to push them in because if I push in here, it's going to pull out here. So, okay, I think that's going to be all right. It looks like it's flush on the top of the deck. Yeah, okay, let's wait a while. Probably about 15-20 minutes has passed. And I tried to wipe that glue off with a piece of paper towel, and all I did was smear the plastic. So I'm going to have to wait now until this completely dries. I'm guessing at least an hour. Then I can sort of sand the front here a little bit, and then I'll just brush it with the 19. Yeah, that was a stupid mistake. Stupid mistake on my part. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Yeah, so and also further in where I have to, glue what I called the wings. Yeah, let it dry really good around this area here, so that when I push in further back, it's not going to pry out right here. But I'm gonna give that some time. I'm gonna cut today's episode off, and all being well, we'll be seeing you in the next episode. And thanks for watching.